And I'm joined now by Vidal Romero from Stanford, California, a political science professor at the Mexican Autonomous Institute of Technology. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm really struck by a couple of statistics from my colleagues' stories that we just heard. And one is that 52% more coca production from 2015 to 16 in Colombia. And also that the youth, 62% had tried cocaine coming up from 2013 to 2015. Where is the demand coming from?
Well, the demand is coming from different sources in different societies. But the fact is that more people at the young stages are trying new drugs, all sorts of drugs, even synthetic, coke, marijuana, and the like. But you should also consider that still is a very, very small proportion of the population. So we're thinking of these huge policies and huge concerns, but really it's a very small proportion of the population. It doesn't get, in many drugs, it doesn't even get to the 1% of the population.
So Colombia has a goal. In 2017, they would like to eliminate 100,000 hectares of coca by the end of the year, and this is supported by the FARC guerrillas. Is this actually possible in your eyes?
Perhaps, but they're going to find some other ways to get the right supply to account for the demand. I think what we're observing is just one more attempt or one more episode of a failed policy of prohibition, which I think is one of the worst policies that we have ever had, at least in our lifetime.
What about the legalization of some of these drugs in Latin America? Is it making it safer or more dangerous in your eyes?
No, I think it's making it more dangerous in terms of public health, but I think it's easier to deal with a public health issue than with a war against drugs and cartels and criminal organizations. So if we weigh these two problems, I think the lesser problem would be a public health problem. So we shouldn't be afraid of legalizing, I would say, all drugs.
That's quite a stance. Well, tell us, what do you think about how this is tied into the economics and the youth, job opportunities? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, I mean, if you think about this in terms of markets and a global trade, countries in Latin America, they are really good at cultivating drugs and producing drugs. And there is a huge demand for this product, and we don't want everyone to be addicted, or we don't want everyone to be into drugs. But there are lots of business opportunities and legal business opportunities that we can create, because the markets are there. We haven't been able to actually prohibit drugs. So if you look at many of the studies, they will tell you that the demand for drugs is at this, I would say, it's equilibrium point. That is, everyone that wants to get drugs, it's able to get them, because we haven't been able to stop it. So given this, it will be a much better. It will be much better in terms of development to get this legalized. Because right now it's a very asymmetric market in which farmers, they almost get nothing from drugs. It is the big drug lords who keep all the money and corrupt public officials. So it's a very asymmetric market in terms of the gains.
Well, we're going to have to leave it right there. Vidal Romero, thank you so much for joining us from the Mexican Autonomous Institute of Technology.